Hey pros, Crystal here from Elite Hair Care USA. So today my client came in and decided that she wanted to go from the natural side to the relaxed side. So I'm going to take you guys on this journey for us to transition her with a full virgin relaxer, and you guys get to see the entire process. So to start off, this video is going to definitely be a little bit more about technique. For those of you who are professionals, or you may be one who just refuses to go to the salon and you want to be able to do it yourself, which you guys know I highly do not recommend, but sometimes you don't have that luxury, then definitely you want to make sure you watch this video all the way to the end. So I'm starting off by literally parting her hair into 4 quadrants. She definitely is a type 4 when we talk about hair. And let's just put it out there, you guys. When my clients come in and decide that they want to do something such as they want to go from natural to relaxed, or maybe they want to transition, it is not my job to try to persuade them to go a different direction unless absolutely necessary, or unless the state of their hair just really can't support the choice that they're making. So I see a lot in the comments where people are really upset that someone has made the decision as a grown woman, or a decision for their child, to go from natural to relaxed because you're also natural and pro-natural. This is a decision, you guys. There is no right or wrong way. I've seen people who have jacked up natural hair, and I've seen people who have jacked up relaxed hair. So it's really all in how you care for your hair and just understanding what your hair needs when it needs it. And that is going to just change your entire hair game or your hair life. And that's all we need to know going forward. All right. So after I parted out her hair into the 4 quadrants, I had to, of course, to put the TV on for some reason or another. And I'm just being very transparent, you guys. I had to turn the TV on because I was not doing a live. So I don't really get TV time in the salon, and my clients don't either. Anyhow, once I set the TV up, this is when I went ahead and started the process of the Virgin Relaxer. Now, Virgin Relaxers, typically you want to go from the mid shaft, which the mid shaft, for those of you that don't know, is usually about an inch away from the scalp, all the way to about an inch or two away from the ends. In her case, I decided to just go all the way out, mainly because I know I was going to cut her ends off anyway. She's actually getting a haircut today. Not a shortcut, but more like a bob style. So I didn't want to run that risk of having any form of under processing, which honestly, if you do this the right way, you cannot really under process. And I will say this for my hairstylist friends: speed is everything when you are doing a virgin relaxer or a retouch relaxer or a texturizer or a restorative relaxer. The speed that you do things is going to really be the make or break when it comes onto this, because you can easily go from doing a texturizer to a bone straight relaxer on a client, or go from a client who is not aggravated, the scalp is ready, everything is going well, to a client who is burning because you literally took too long with your application. So for me, I like to use my hands a lot when I'm doing any form of virgin relaxer or texturizer, because I can move a lot faster, and then that would give the hair time to kind of break down. And when I say break down, I don't mean that in a negative way, meaning give the curl pattern time for the bonds to break and for the hair to actually go from textured to straight. Now, she also had the option that she could have also done a texturizer, but here's the thing: texturizers do not actually make the hair straight. They are more to kind of loosen the curl pattern. And if you already have somewhat of a straighter curl pattern, then you're actually going to, even with a texturizer, you're going to end up going straight. So keep that in mind when you're making decisions for your hair, and also consult your stylist. Have a consultation moment before you are going into, I want to go from natural to relaxed, or I want my hair to look I want it to look like this. Not everything's achievable, and everyone's hair texture and hair type is going to be definitely different. So once I finish applying the relaxer to the mid shaft out to the ends, or just the mid shaft only, that is when I go back in the same order as how I applied my mid shaft sectioning first. So if I did quadrant bottom right, I'm going to go back and start applying my relaxer to bottom quadrant bottom right, and then work my way in the same direction. The reason for that is because I want to make sure that I'm evenly relaxing her hair, and I want to make sure that I'm giving it a uniform processing. And when I say uniform processing, meaning, okay, if I apply the relaxer to quadrant bottom right or quadrant one first, and I decide that I'm going to go ahead and do the roots of quadrant four, and I have not done the roots of quadrant one, I'm basically kind of running the risk of having what we call under processing. And we can run that risk of the hair breaking a lot or shedding a lot. There's so many different things that can happen. So I like to just kind of be very orderly when I do my relaxers. I'm a very neat person when it comes on to my relaxers as well, except for when relaxer kind of flakes out of my hand or something of that nature. But I also always just like to make sure that my application is flawless, because I know that under processing can become a problem later on. Over processing is definitely a problem because that hair will never come back. Over processed hair, you actually have to cut it off. So that's another reason why I said speed is everything when you are applying your relaxer, and also just making sure that you're doing really neat work and you're doing a very uniform application so that everything is all in the same place, in the same order, and you don't run that risk of missing an area or under processing and over processing an area. So I do have a question for some of you who might be relaxed. I want you guys to comment down below and tell me, how old were you when you got your first relaxer? So comment down below in the comments. Tell me how old you were when you got your first relaxer. And if you've never been relaxed, comments, and also let us know how long you've been natural, or if you decided to go to natural one day, what day did you choose that? All right, so now that the relaxer is fully processed, I'm going ahead and just rinsing her out. Yes, I did start from the front because I'm a creature of habit and the front is the first thing that I see. But I am rinsing everything. I don't like to do, I'm very fast paced when I work. I'm fast paced, but I would assume that I'm thorough in my mind, maybe not in everybody else's, but I am thorough, especially with my rinse game, because I'm one of those people where I do not play with relaxer. I feel like that is a very dangerous realm to be in. Another thing that I do want to point out is when you are going from natural to relax, please prepare that you will have some shedding. This is textured hair that you are taking bone straight. Shedding is not uncommon. It doesn't mean that the hair wasn't healthy. Now, excessive shedding, that's a little bit different. When I say shedding, meaning a couple strands, a knot or two here or there, that is more than normal. But if you have big bulks of hair coming out, you guys, that means that you possibly ran the risk of over processing, or it could be a bunch of other things. So just be mindful of that, and also be mindful of processing times when you are doing your relaxer service. Now, I'm making sure that I thoroughly rinse this relaxer out of her hair, and I like to use high pressured hoses. I mean, if you're at home and you're doing this, of course, you're using your kitchen sink or your shower. Just be mindful that if you are using a system that is not so high pressure, you are going to rinse a lot more. And also, don't forget that nape in the back of the head. That is a very important area, and that is typically one of the areas that people make more mistakes by not rinsing enough, or not really rinsing it out at all, and then they wake up the next day and the entire nape is gone. If you've ever had a situation like this, a trauma story like this, and you're okay with sharing, comment down below and tell us what this was for you, because I've seen this happen so many times where clients get relaxers, the stylist or the assistant or even they don't rinse their hair thoroughly enough with that relaxer, and they wake up with hair literally coming out, and they have to really just start over and regrow that hair. So definitely share with us in the comments if this has ever happened to you, and what did you do, or how did you rectify that situation, and really, like, what kind of moment was that for you, because this is something that I definitely have seen a lot of. So we just did her first normalizer shampoo. I usually do anywhere between 2 and 3 normalizing shampoos. Normalizing shampoo and neutralizing shampoo can be one and the same. Every company uses a different name. It's either neutralizer, normalizer, Nutra once, Nutra twice. You always hear that in there, and tra and lizer, because that's basically restoring the hair back to its natural pH, which allows the hair to basically go back to where it began, like there was no relaxer in it. And it's definitely super important that you do not skip this step and you do not use regular shampoo. I see people on these different platforms like TikTok and Instagram utilizing just regular shampoo and shampooing their hair, and literally neutralizer in the beauty supply store, if you don't have any, does not even cost $5. So there's no absolute reason why you would be using a regular shampoo versus a neutralizer to thoroughly neutralize or normalize that hair back to its pH. There's some things that you just don't joke about, and relaxer is definitely one of them. Now, on my second one, I usually like to give my clients a good scrub if they did not have any aggravation or agitation to the scalp. Now, you don't want to go overboard because it is still a relaxer. But I do like to make sure that my clients, because remember, they have not felt air to their scalp in so long that when I say air, meaning textured air and relaxed air is two different things. When you go from textured to relaxed, your scalp is wide open versus when you are still natural and your curl pattern just kind of shrinks back together and there's literally no oxygen getting to the partings in your head. To go from there to relaxed, you feel like the earth, like you've taken the weight of the world off your shoulders. It's definitely something that is a feeling like none other. So it's just one of those things where you want to make sure that you get every nick and cranny, but you definitely don't want to cause any additional aggravation to the scalp. So definitely keep in mind, if you were burning or you had any form of sensitivity or anything, agitation, whatever, you don't overdo it when you go on to the scratching area, because you can definitely cause more damage than good. Now, a lot of you are going to say, well, wait, I'm looking at her hair, and while the roots are straight, I still see a little bit of waviness. A true relaxer, you guys, is actually an S pattern. It's not bone straight like an L or an I. A true relaxer protects the integrity and the elasticity in the hair. So when you have an S shape, that S shape basically means that you have some elasticity remaining in the hair. You don't want bone straight hair. Yes, you want it to be straight enough that it is relaxed, but you still want to protect the elasticity, because the elasticity is going to make it where if you are combing your hair or brushing your hair, it has that way of reverting back or bouncing back and forth. And the elasticity in the hair is super important, especially in relaxed clients, because the moment you go bone straight, if you overbrush, you overcomb, or you over manipulate that hair, you run the risk of that hair snapping because it has no elasticity whatsoever. So that's definitely something that if I were you guys, I would definitely look into, because it's something that's super important. Now, while I am doing the conditioning phase of the process, I just wanted to share with you guys that this week is my birthday week. So we are having our birthday extravaganza, which is June 19th all the way through June 25th. So day 1 was 19% off, which was Juneteenth. Day 2, which is Tuesday, June 20th, is when we are going to be doing our body care sale, where our soaps and all other products are between $5 and $10. And then, of course, the sales continue from there. So if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I definitely recommend subscribing so you have access to all of those good sales that we have going on. Now, here in the process, we were talking about the haircut that she wanted to do. And I was letting her know, where we really are when it comes on to the haircut. So if you notice, the hair in the front was slightly sparse and short. And then, of course, our nape area is typically always longer than the front because of where it is positioned. And also, we don't mess with that area as much. Usually, the nape is a lot fuller. And right at the occipital bone, or the back of the head, that area is a lot fuller as well. She decided to do a bob based on how the front was, because we didn't want to run the risk of her looking like she has a mullet. And if you notice, when I'm cutting those ends in the back, they're very sparse once you see them in my hand. So that should tell you that she definitely had a lot of split ends. She definitely needed to start in a happy place. While we can't get everything all in one cut, we can get some of it and allow that hair to start to grow out nice and full. And of course, the shorter the hair in some aspects, the fuller the hair will look. Okay, so keep that in mind as well. That doesn't mean that you have to get a haircut, you guys, but sometimes a haircut is better than no cut at all. Okay, so I'm going to finish out her haircut and then we're going to go ahead and get her styled. In the meantime of us doing the haircut, if you haven't already, visit our website at elitehaircareusa.com. That is where all of our products are located, and tools, as well as our home care and body care and elite products as well. Outside of that, you guys, don't forget the sale this week is going all the way through Sunday. And of course, if you go to my actual channel, elitehaircareusa.com, on my community tab, you can see all of the different postings of the different sales so that you don't miss anything. And of course, join our email list if you have not already done so. So we are finishing up her style now. I'm just going through and flat ironing her. I like to do my flat ironing in larger sections. And when I say larger sections, I don't mean to be doing a 6-inch section, but usually about 1 to 2 inches in height and about maybe 1 to 3 inches in width. That's kind of the way I curl. I hate to see people who curl inch by inch, row by row. Like, honestly, you're going to get the same outlook if you just maintain that tension in the iron. And the iron that I'm using to do her style today is our 1-inch black diamond from H2 Pro. That is a part of the Pro collection, which is the Black Diamond collection. And also, since I'm using the irons now, just so everybody's aware, this coming Thursday, which is my actual birthday, we will be having the flat iron sale as well as 50% off everything. So we have flat irons between $50 and $100, which includes our black diamond irons, which are extreme pro irons. These are my go-tos. These are my babies. They glide like butter and silk. And honestly, if you are one who wants really quality tools, definitely shop our tool sale this coming Thursday, which is June 22nd. Now, For her at-home care, her next appointment, if she can't even make it in the salon, the next thing she's going to be doing is at least 2 to 3 weeks from today, which is her next wash day. She'll be doing a protein treatment with our Elite Repair RX, which is super important. The protein treatment is probably one of the most vital steps after a relaxer because that is going to help you to strengthen or rebuild those bonds that we just used relaxer to break down. So it doesn't mean that the hair is damaged or anything, but you want to strengthen the hair. Remember, relaxed hair now becomes what we call high porosity hair. And strengthening the hair is super important, but you also want to make sure that you're giving it a good mix of moisture or hydration as well. So definitely 2 to 3 weeks from today, she is going to be doing a protein treatment using the Repair RX, which is our protein system. That's a pro protein system. And then from there, she can either use our B7 collection or our Hair Repair and Restore collection as her regular go-to products for her traditional wash days. She does still do deep conditions. The only difference is with high porosity hair. I don't recommend doing deep conditioning more than about 10 minutes because you don't want to run the risk of the hair being too heavy. And that's something that is easily achievable when you're talking about relaxed hair. Also, you guys, I want to share. So don't forget my birthday fund. For those of you that don't know anything about it, this is a shameless plug for Crystals. So for my birthday, I'm asking everybody to send me $3.70 to either my Cash App, my Zelle, whatever. I'm working on a goal for myself and Kasim. For those of you that don't know, it's for me and my baby that's on the way. And I never really do anything for myself. So the gift to me is everybody sends me $3.70. The details are in the description box. If you have it, great. If you don't, absolutely great just as well. Wish me a happy birthday in the comments and we are good to go. So I don't want anybody to feel like, oh my gosh, she's trying to just take everything we got. Absolutely not. I am humbled and thankful for each and every one of you. So thank you, thank you, thank you in advance. And then, of course, I'll share with you guys what my response was, or I'm sorry, what my birthday fund ended up being at the end of the sale. I'll share that with you guys in one of my shorts. Other than that, you guys, I'm going to let you guys finish watching the style unfold. And then also, I have another question for you guys. Which iron do you use from the Elite Hair Care irons, whichever H2 Pro? What is your favorite iron? We all have a favorite iron. My favorite is the Black Diamonds, the 1 inches to be exact. Those are my favorites. Also, my 3/10 is a favorite as well. But if you have another one that's your favorite, comment down below and tell us which one is your favorite. What's your go-to iron for your hair currently from the H2 Pro brand? All right, so we are now done with her styling. I was just going through and really just laying that hairline down. I love to do the behind the ear style. Now, of course, you don't have to. My clients don't have to, but they trust me to really just freestyle them. I really never get clients that come in and say, hey, I want you to do this specific wrap style right here. No, they give me kind of just like free range because they know that I am not going to steer them wrong. I'm going to give them something cute. And then, of course, if it's something where they're like, hey, could we do this? Could we do that? And then, of course, I always do that. But I love feathering and bangs, and I love all that good stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching the process of this virgin relaxer from start to finish. Please comment down below. Tell me what you guys thought about the finished style, and don't forget to get ready for our different sales this week. See ya.